Hey, how are you doing, sir? I'm Joshua Ryan with FandomWire.
Hmm. I know, I know.
Um,
I like the poster of Taxi Driver behind you.
oh
That's
yeah, that's one of my favorites probably.
yeah, that's a great film. That's such a great film.
That is autographed by Robert De Niro. That's what started my love for collecting autographs.
Ah, okay. It's well, what a movie, mon Dieu.
Right.
Remember when I saw it? I was 14 when I saw when it was released, and it was it was a
It
shock.
holds up very well. Still
Oh
very,
yeah,
very
oh yeah,
effective.
oh yeah. It holds so well. I mean,
So I had the chance to watch Return to Silent Hill just last night. I love that it's called Return to Silent Hill because this is also a Return to Silent Hill for you since you brought us the first movie 20 years ago. What made you want to return to this world?
because first, I have a passion for Silent Hill, for the creation of of the Silent Team, the people who create originally the four first game. I think that's a modern masterpiece.
Right.
It's game, but I consider it as a masterpiece of modern art. I think it's more than a game. It has
Hmm.
something special, and people who love Silent Hill know that sometime, and it happened also in cinema and literature. The creation is more than is expand out the limit of the media of the medium, and
Right.
I think that Silent Hill is bigger than the medium of video game. It's a it's something very, very unique. And I'm, 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 I always been very, very pleased to be part of that creation and
Hmm.
have the big luck to trans transfer, that creation from video game to film. I think it was a
Right.
big honor and a big responsibility. So, and also I have a strong link with Akira Yamaoka, the one of the four of the Silent Team, and I was very happy to join him again, because he's
Hmm.
the composer of this film, but also one of the producers of the Japanese part. And so, no, it's as a fan of video game, I think it's like a dream. I mean, it's like a dream to make a movie from that game.
Right. Well, I love that Evie Templeton is a
Mm,
part of the game of the remastered version of Silent Hill 2,
I
giving the
didn't know.
voice.
I didn't
And
know when I pick
oh,
up.
that's what I was going to ask. Is that the reason you
No,
sought her
I
out, or how
didn't
did she
know. I
come to be
didn't.
a part of it?
And she has not the right to tell me that she was also cast for the game because by contract she has to keep silence.
Oh.
That's amazing. It was like a beautiful hazard, and
Hmm.
for me it was like a good omen. When I learned it, I was in post production, and suddenly
Oh.
we learned that Evie Templeton was on the game, and I say, and for me the timeline was confusing. I say, did they took her because I cast her? Or did they cast her before me? And actually, they cast her before me. And
Oh,
me, I
wow.
pick up, I pick up that little girl among 20 over, and
Hmm.
and so I realized that basically we were chasing the same thing,
Right.
Bluebird and me, And also the very interesting thing is that David Ratachak, the guy who was in charge of the visual development of my film, I found him when I played the medium, the Bluebird game, and it
Right.
was it was a 1 year before Bluebird was hired by Konami to do the remake.
Oh,
So,
wow.
you have this strange convergence, but it shows
Right.
that actually we were on the same path. And
Well, that's awesome.
yeah, it's great. And when I was doing the film, I didn't have any information on the remake by
Hmm.
Booker. The only thing that I saw when I was shooting was the trailer of the game, the first trailer, and
Oh, yeah.
I did exactly the same shot. the shot of the feet of James entering into the restroom, with the little cockroaches crossing the
Right.
frame.
Yeah.
I took this shot in the trailer of Bluebird remake just to say,
Hmm.
hey, hello guys, I'm here, But basically, we didn't exchange any information.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Well,
strange because it's almost telepathic cross media.
right. I just finished playing the remastered version of the game like last month or so. It's around 8 hours probably on average of gameplay. So how do you go about making the decisions of how to shrink it down to a 2 hour like movie? How do you choose what to keep, what to kind of get rid of and merge?
It depends of the scene. For me, what was important is each time I had to take a decision to just compress the story into one
Hmm.
minute format. I was thinking to myself, I was asking to myself, am I lacking respect to the game or not? And each
Right.
thinking, okay, no, each time I was sure, but I was staying into the limit of the story of the game. I was taking a decision. But
Right.
I think that all the decision I took, it's it. I think that some fan will understand that I try to have a dialogue with them, with the film. I
Hmm.
try to say, okay, that's my own interpretation of the game. That's how I felt it, you know,
Right.
and because I think that everything is very very orthodox in the film, but sometimes I'm simply more frontal simply because I'm doing a movie, and in a movie
Right.
everything has to be much more straightforward than in a game. In a game, you can play to Silent Hill 2 without asking to yourself what's exactly the meaning of all this, but you can do that
Right.
into a film. I think that the most important translation I did is that I'm actually telling the story of Mary.
Hmm.
We have some clues in the game, but it was very tiny clues. In the film, I had to show Mary. If not, there will
Right.
be no film. There will be no film at all.
Right. Now, you bring a lot of the most terrifying monsters from the movie to life in some really creative and convincing ways. How much practicality went into bringing these monsters to life?
Okay, it's very simple. Except the cockroaches, everything was on the set.
Oh,
Every
wow.
monster was on the set. So that's clear. All the monsters are played by actors or dancers
Hmm.
or contortionists. But like I did for with the first film, of course the cockroaches it was difficult because they are
Right.
1,000 and they are really tiny. But
Uh-huh.
except the cockroaches, everything was played by actors, and it was much more comfortable for everybody. Also because um, what we are seeing in the film is actually an hallucination. It's an hallucination lived by
Right.
and created by James Sunderland. So if it's an hallucination, it had to be real because
Right.
people who are living an hallucination actually believe, that it's real. It's not like a
Hmm.
mirage. Mirage is different. You know that you're seeing something which is not real. But an hallucination, you think that it's real.
Right.
So I had to put the monster for real on the set. If not, it would have not worked, I think. It's
Well,
funny
they're
because
very convincing.
yeah, but it's convincing because it was made with dancers and people with special gift in terms of physical ability, and I like that. I think
Right.
it's great to work with dancers, and I had the same choreograph when on the first film. He was with me again 20 years after, and
Uh-huh.
uh, and it's always interesting. You can't imagine the pleasure I have when I arrive in the morning and I have a complete 50 nurses chorus line in front of me. That's
Yeah.
fucking great. I mean, that's one of the pleasure of the cinema. I'm a big
Right.
fan of Bob Fosse. I'm a big fan of cabaret and all that jazz. And
Yes, sir.
in the film, you can feel the pleasure of Bob Fosse to have his chorus line. And somewhere I had that pleasure too. and it was amazing. It was amazing to be in front of 50 nurses, and
Right. I can
work,
imagine.
walking, and I mean it's yeah, it's one of the big thing, to when you're a director, that's one of the moments where you really enjoy your job.
Right. Well, I loved the movie. I think it does complete justice to the video game. Thank you for talking to me. I want to let you know I saw the first one in theaters when that came out. That's a memory I have. And Brotherhood of the Wolf. I was in high school when I first watched that, and that movie really stuck with me. I own it on 4K right now. I have a copy of it, so it was great to speak to you. And I look forward to see what you do next.
Okay, it will be Fatal Frame normally, and
All right,
another
thank you.
adaptation,
What was that?
Fatal Frame,
Okay. All right.
that
Well,
another survival or adaptation, but very
I like
different.
it.
I don't see it. Very different.